Hey, it's your teacher, Miss Tay, and we're on another episode of History in a Hoodie REMIX. On today's episode, we're learning about finance. You heard that right, money. You're going to learn about personal money management. I know you can't wait to find out more, so let's get this show started. But what are we learning about today? Here's the standard that we're focusing on. Understand the basic principle of effective personal money management and being able to live within one's income. There's 4 parts. Part A, understand that income is received from work and it is limited. B, understand that a budget is a tool to plan the spending and saving of our income. C, understand the reasons and benefits of saving. And then the last part, letter D says, understand the uses and costs of credit. Now let's get to some vocab so I can help this all make more sense. Income is the money received on a regular basis. Expenses are the costs required for something. A personal budget is a finance plan considering income and expenses. Saving is putting money aside for future use. Credit, the ability for a customer to obtain goods and services before payment. Interest, additional money paid as a percentage rate for use of money borrowed. Credit rating, the estimate of the ability of a person to pay back money borrowed. So what is financial planning anyways? Why should I care? I'm only 12, right? That's what you're thinking. Financial planning starts with your regular income and expenses. Making sure you always have more income than expenses guarantees a successful personal budget. Remember, income is the money that you have coming in, and expenses are the bills and your other wants and needs, or in other words, the money exiting your pocket. Why should you care? Because money management will determine much of your success in life. The earlier you learn, and that means the faster you can get that mansion, yacht, or whatever your wild imagination dreams of. Maybe a water fountain with Hawaiian punch, for example. Let's look at the picture below. The first smiley is sad. He spent more than he earned, so his expenses outweighed his income. The second one is happy because he managed his money well. He paid his expenses and he had money left over to save. More on that later. Income is the money you receive on a regular basis. However, income may be fixed, meaning the same all the time, or variable, meaning it changes regularly. Fixed is easier to plan, but a budget can be made either way. Now I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Hoffmeister for a little more on his financial wisdom here. So, Mr. H, you ready?
Can be done easily these days thanks to technology, and the only math you need to know is adding and subtracting. Firstly, you need to consider your sources of income. Income is money that you receive on a regular basis. This is not the $100 birthday check you get from your grandparents or a $20 bill you find in the couch. This is money that you receive consistently year-round. It may be the allowance your parents give you for doing chores at home, or a paycheck you receive from a job. There are 2 kinds of income, fixed and variable. Fixed income is when you receive the exact same amount month by month. The budget example below is an example of a fixed income. The individual received the same $1,010 every month, so that value is placed in the income column of the personal budget chart. Now, this is another example of a fixed income budget with a twist. This individual earns $20 a week for allowance, so $80 per month. Why do we like to look at budgets monthly? Because most bills are collected monthly, and many jobs pay monthly checks, but not all. This individual also earns money from mowing lawns. Mowing lawns is a seasonal job, so it shouldn't be considered for a budget, since there will be several months where it will make no money. If you buy a smartphone and try to pay for it off using lawn mowing money, you won't be able to pay the phone bill from October through March when grass doesn't need to be cut. Next, a different example, this time of a variable income. Variable income means that the pay changes with each check. This individual is budgeting for a shift job as a waiter at a restaurant. Depending on how he is scheduled, he may have anywhere from 30 to 40 hours of work in a week, which means he will make more or less money. Additionally, he receives tips, which differs every day to his quality of service and customers. So, how do you budget when you don't know exactly how much money you will make every month? The answer is to keep track of the lowest monthly income. This budget chart shows the $319 from March and the $544 also from March because that was his worst month. For the other months, anything over $319 and over $544 is extra money to play with or for emergencies. Better to have extra money than to run out. Next, we will discuss expenses. Just like income, for your personal budget plan, you want to consider those regular purchases to include in the chart. That means to include everything that you purchase on at least a monthly basis. Food, of course, utilities, housing, medicine and medical bills, phone bills, car payments, even haircuts if you get them often enough. Left out are the purchases that you do not make on a regular basis. One-time purchases like a PlayStation, or irregular purchases like birthday presents, vacations, or school supplies. It's easy to check these days what you spend on various purchases. Pretty much every bank these days has a website or app and gives you access to your transactions month by month. Just like income, expenses can be fixed or variable. Fixed expenses cost the same amount each month. This budget example includes the cable bill, which is $85 every month, and Netflix, which is $12 every month. Those items go under the expenses column of the budget chart. Next, we have some examples of variable expenses. These expenses change every month based on different factors. Utility bills like gas, electricity, and water change based on use. Gas prices increase in the winter because your home's heater uses the gas. Electric prices increase in the summer because the AC runs on electricity. For me, my food bill increases when I'm too lazy to cook at home and eat at restaurants too many times in a month. Then it's a simple matter of addition and subtraction. Add up all the income and add up all the expenses. Then, finally, subtract income minus expenses. Your goal of a well-crafted budget is for this final number to be in the positives. A positive outcome means that you will have extra money after your financial obligations are paid for, and you can use that for savings, fun, or emergencies. A negative outcome means that you will run out of money before all of your bills are paid, which is a huge problem. The example on the screen
is Mr. H's budget, so if you have more questions about that, I'm going to let you talk to him about it. So what? Why do I need to understand income and budgeting? To earn an income, you have to find work, and there are only so many hours in one day. Some jobs pay their employees hourly, other ones may pay them a salary or a fixed amount, and some people get income from other sources, like from being ill or injured, or other things from the government. While earning an income is at the start of money management, budgeting is the heart of money management. Creating a budget and sticking to it will help you to be more financially stable, even if times are tough. Some people may find that their expenses are higher than their income. Then it's time to go back to the drawing board and eliminate some of those wants. Having a savings account is helpful because you'll have some money to help with unplanned expenses, emergencies, and it serves as a fund of money so that you don't have to pay interest on credit cards or loans. But when we budget well, as this example shows, we should have money left over like that piggy bank there. And we should be more financially savvy and we'll actually use that money and maybe even invest it. More on that on another episode. Wait a second, Miss T. You didn't tell them about credit. What is it anyways? Ah, yes, credit. You need to understand the uses and costs of credit. Credit allows you to borrow money and to make purchases now, but there's the cost of added interest. So you can buy things now and pay for them later, but there's that catch of interest. For example here, Ariel takes out a loan of $8,000 to buy a used truck at the rate of 9% simple interest. Over here is a math problem that kind of shows you what she would be looking at paying her interest. So if you plug in the values, she'd pay about $720 if she was going to take this loan out for a 1-year loan, and that's the annual fee. So she would only pay $720 in interest. However, many people, when they make large purchases, often create budgets or their loans for a longer period of time, which makes a lower monthly fee, but then the interest gets higher. See the guy on the right here? He was happy with his finance car at first, but 47 payments in, that means 47 months. He's really feeling it because that interest adds up. Credit scores determine your future interest rates on loans. You need to work hard on your finances to improve your score by paying all your bills on time and using credit cards responsibly. Let's look at these two examples. Person A has a credit score rating of 810. An auto loan for $16,000 with an approved rate of 3.2%. The total cost of her loan will be about $17,000, a little over there. So her interest would be about $1,585. Now let's look at this guy, person B. His credit score was 532. His auto loan was also for $16,000, but since his credit score was lower, his approved interest rate was 9.6. It's a lot higher than 3.2. The total cost of his loan will be $21,064, and the interest will be $5,000. It pays to be responsible, you guys. So what? What does credit even matter anyways? Credit isn't free money. It is paying more than the cost of your purchase later. Whenever you purchase on credit, you must consider the impact of interest. Be careful when you guys go off to college or when you turn 18, because they're hoping you don't understand this. Paying off your bills and credit cards on time is an important way to improve your credit score. When you look to make large purchases like a car or a home, a bad credit score makes your interest rate higher. Here's an example of what they would consider a credit score and where you would fall, and your ratings would be, for your interest, would be a lot higher on this side. So, you guys ready for some review questions? You look like you are. Number 1, which of these is an example of income? Number 2, which phrase correctly labels the list above? Number 3, which phrase describes a significant risk associated with mishandling credit? Thanks for joining us for another episode of the remix of A History in a Hoodie. We hope you learned a lot today. And if you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Aw, just kidding. I don't care about that stuff. But do study your notes and prepare for the next time we have a lesson. Bye. Tay out.